She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. Yeah. Weird.
Eventually, probably soon, the world will recognize you for the pitiful disappointment you are. You are not worthy of my respect. You are not a god. You are simply bad product.
Vote for Kamala Harris. And it's actually non-negotiable. Come on. And if you disagree with this sentiment, just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Weird.
Congrats. They'd stoop to a whole new level of low.
Just became a conversation about how many different ways there are to be of Latin descent. Do you speak the language? Does it matter?
Does it matter?
Do you eat the food? Does it matter? Where do you come from?
Shut up! Help! I'm being repressed!
The people were angry.
The original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so.
What are you doing?
There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. It's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Disney's live-action Snow White seems to have sparked more controversy than enthusiasm, highlighting the company's ongoing struggle to regain favor with its audience. Much of the backlash has been aimed at Rachel Zegler, the film's lead, whose remarks following the trailer's release have become a lightning rod for criticism, especially her pointed comments about co-star Gal Gadot. What was once a highly anticipated remake now stands as one of Disney's most polarizing projects. The trailer, which previews a spring release, has ignited heated debates over race, gender, and politics, topics that were absent in the animated original. These modern twists on the cherished classic have fueled fierce conversations and provoked strong reactions from fans across the spectrum. One of the biggest changes in the remake is the replacement of the 7 dwarves with CGI characters. This decision was likely made to avoid reinforcing stereotypes, but it has instead disappointed many fans who felt that the unique charm of the original story is being lost. Fans of the 1937 animated Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs argue that the changes strip away the magic that made the original film so beloved. Adding fuel to the fire, Rachel Zegler, who plays Snow White, has made controversial comments about the original film, calling it creepy and stalkerish, especially when discussing the relationship between Snow White and Prince Charming. Many fans who have cherished the original as a timeless classic were upset by these remarks. To them, the core of the original story was a love story, and Zegler's criticism seemed to undermine that. In the original story, Snow White dreams of finding her true love, and eventually, she is saved by the prince, leading to the iconic happily ever after. Fans argue that this is the essence of Snow White, and removing or reinterpreting that element feels like a betrayal of the original. Zegler's casting in the role has been another source of controversy. Some fans felt she was not the right choice for Snow White, given her Latina background, which contrasted with the original portrayal of Snow White, who was described as having skin as white as snow in the Brothers Grimm fairy tale. The backlash over her casting was especially loud on social media, with some right-wing critics using it as an argument against Disney's push for diversity in its casting decisions. In response, Rachel Zegler defended her role, stating in a now-deleted tweet, "Yes, I am Snow White. No, I am not bleaching my skin for the role." Initially praised for standing up against the criticism, Zegler has since faced more backlash for her opinions about the original movie. Her suggestion that the romantic subplot could be removed, and her joke about cutting down her co-star Gal Gadot's role as the evil queen didn't sit well with fans who felt these changes were too drastic. Instead of generating excitement, these updates have left many feeling that the film has lost the essence of the story. Some fans feel that the attempt to reframe Snow White as a strong, independent leader takes away from what made the character relatable and beloved. One fan expressed the general sentiment, saying, "Not every woman is a leader. Not every woman wants to be a leader. Not every woman craves power, and that's okay. Many feel that the film is pushing a narrative that doesn't resonate with everyone and strays too far from the original values of the story. Another fan added, just because a woman values something different, like love or kindness, doesn't make her any less valuable. These criticisms highlight the delicate balance between updating a classic story for modern audiences while retaining the qualities that made it special in the first place. As Snow White approaches its release, it remains to be seen whether Disney will be able to navigate this controversy or if it will further alienate the fans of its original animated masterpiece. The backlash surrounding the live-action Snow White remake has intensified, with many fans arguing that the original story didn't need such drastic changes, given its enduring popularity for nearly a century. One user voiced a sharp critique of Rachel Zegler, saying, "If you hate the original this much, why would you want to make the remake?" This sentiment has been echoed by others who feel that the reimagined version is straying too far from the beloved classic. Unfortunately, the controversy doesn't stop there. Gal Gadot, who portrays the evil queen, has also been drawn into the drama. Tensions rose when Rachel and Gal publicly clashed over their differing views on the conflict, with their disagreement spilling over onto social media for all to see. This divide has only further polarized fans, leading to calls for a boycott of the film by supporters of the other country. The off-screen conflict between the two lead actresses has overshadowed the movie, making it difficult for fans to separate the real-life drama from the on-screen fairy tale. Branding expert Carlos Spite has weighed in on the situation, highlighting the negative impact this has had on the film's marketing. Disney is supposed to be rallying excitement at this key moment, not dealing with actors clashing over politics, Spite noted. He also emphasized how damaging this is for the studio, stating, "The producers must be mortified by what's happening." Disney's PR team now faces the challenge of managing the fallout from this public feud instead of focusing on generating enthusiasm for the film. Further complicating matters are the delays the movie has already faced, which have left fans feeling skeptical about the project. Despite the release of the official trailer, many are still unconvinced, as the production seems to be mired in one PR disaster after another. While Disney has pointed to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strikes as the reason for the delays, many speculate that the real cause may be the backlash over Rachel Zegler's statements and the creative direction of the movie, which might have forced the studio to reshoot certain scenes. The controversy grew even further when actor Peter Dinklage criticized the studio's portrayal of the dwarves. Dinklage, known for advocating for people with dwarfism, expressed his frustration over the depiction of the dwarves in the classic tale. However, his comments didn't sit well with everyone in the dwarfism community. WWE wrestler and actor Dylan Postel, also known as Hornswoggle, argued that Peter's criticism led to the loss of valuable roles for actors with dwarfism, roles that could have been significant opportunities for representation. In response to this criticism, Disney altered the film, replacing the traditional dwarves with CGI magical creatures, which resulted in even more delays. This decision has only added to the growing list of complaints from fans who feel that the movie has strayed too far from its roots. As the release of Snow White draws nearer, it remains to be seen whether Disney can overcome the controversies and win over audiences, or if this project will become one of the studio's most divisive releases to date. This shift didn't sit well with fans who felt Disney was stripping away too much of the core Snow White story, leading to even more backlash. The magical creatures introduced earlier were scrapped and replaced with CGI dwarves, which fans still found off-putting due to their unnatural, uncanny appearance in the trailer. Since the trailer's release, fans have expressed numerous concerns beyond just the CGI. Rachel Zegler's reaction to the trailer also sparked significant drama online. She posted a pointed tweet that seemed to take a jab at her co-star Gal Gadot, after thanking everyone for watching the trailer, igniting further controversy given Gadot's well-known stance on the country she's supporting. This public divide between the two actresses has fueled intense debates, leading fans to wonder how they could work together on such a high-profile project if they couldn't even navigate the film's promotions without tension. Gal Gadot, born in the country she's supporting, has been a vocal supporter of her country, which has garnered attention during the ongoing conflict. In November of last year, Gadot organized a special screening of Bearing Witness, a 47-minute documentary presenting perspective on the conflict. The screening was criticized by Palestinian supporters who called it propaganda, though Gadot herself has not responded to these claims. terms. When Rachel Zegler made her pointed comment, it wasn't hard to see the tension between the two, with Zegler seemingly expressing dissatisfaction working alongside Gal. Things escalated when Gal's Twitter account retweeted a post that criticized Rachel's stance, stating, "Trying to campaign on the head of your co-star who actually lives through war just so you'll look cooler with the kids is really pathetic." Although the tweet was quickly deleted, it further fueled the ongoing drama surrounding the film. Branding expert Carlos Spite weighed in again, emphasizing that the public disagreement between the lead actresses could cause major problems, not only for Disney, but for their individual careers. He pointed out that anyone with a corporate profile should try to remain neutral when big movies are due to be released. They are allowed their own views, of course, but whether you should express them in public is another matter. I think this will damage the careers of both women because whatever side they are on, there will be those who disagree. This conflict between Zegler and Godot has shifted attention away from the film itself and onto their personal political views, creating a PR nightmare for Disney. The tension surrounding Snow White continues to escalate, with the growing feud between its lead actresses adding fuel to the fire. As the drama unfolds, the future of the film and the public image of Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot hangs in the balance. For fans, the real struggle lies in separating the off-screen turmoil from the magic Disney hoped to bring to life with this adaptation. Beyond the personal disputes, calls to boycott the movie have been gaining traction. Gal Gadot's involvement has been a major flashpoint, especially among audiences critical of her political stance. This has only added to Disney's struggles, as the studio already faces backlash and boycott campaigns from various groups. Meanwhile, Zegler's outspoken support for the Palestinian cause has drawn its own share of attention, creating a stark contrast to Godot's presence in the project. As one fan aptly put it, "I'm skipping Snow White, not because of Rachel, I'd actually love to hear her sing, but because of Gal Gadot." Online, the boycott sentiment continues to grow, with comments like, "The live-action Snow White looks horrible, starring Zionist Gal Gadot. Boycott, boycott, boycott." The escalating conflict surrounding Gal's political stance has not only overshadowed the movie, but also raised serious concerns about its potential success at the box office. Adding to the tension, Rachel Zegler has noticeably gone silent amid the growing controversy, leaving fans wondering if her earlier statements have played a role in worsening the situation. Some fans have begun to question if casting a different actress